Good afternoon, guys, and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, I'm going to try and keep today's vlog actually pretty short. Oh my goodness, guys. Today I woke up, well, originally I woke up at like 8 o'clock this morning, right? Because we were supposed to have football practice this morning. And I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's raining out. So I come in the living room. My dad's like, football practice probably canceled because it was thunderstorming. Like, it's been thunderstorming all day today. And I think it says it's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. So hopefully that is the case for the football game. Since like late yesterday afternoon, late last night, it's been thunderstorming like all, pretty much all day. And like it did get sunny for a little bit and then it started raining again. So we didn't have football practice. We were supposed to have a full 2-hour full pad practice today because we missed Monday because of Columbus Day and then Tuesday because of thunderstorms. And then we had Wednesday, Thursday practice, and then on Friday we couldn't have practice because Matthew's football game, and then on Sunday, or today, we were, like I said, supposed to have that, but ended up not, and tomorrow, I think we're going to get there a half an hour earlier than we normally do to go over a little bit more, like walkthrough style, I guess, because we're just, like, kind of not having enough time. But today, guys, I did dishes today. I did do laundry, guys, because I'm, was falling kind of behind with that. And I also made my grocery list because we're going to the grocery store first thing in the morning tomorrow. So I got to get to bed kind of early because because it's already kind of late. But we hung up the TV, guys. Isn't it ginormous and huge and looks super bulky up on there? That actually isn't going to be here. I think that's going over there and stuff like that. We still have like that's over there. It's, yeah, kind of all needs to be rearranged and stuff. But for right now, my dad did get the TV mounted up there, which the thing is, it is a little bit off center from the what's it called, that thing, the fireplace, or fake fireplace, but for two reasons. One was that the studs weren't actually there. We weren't able to align it to the TV, or so the TV was right over it, and also too because that's our, I think a return or something like that for the heater, so we couldn't put it there, but we did get that hung up for today, and that was pretty much it. That was like the big project for today. But then, guys, we ended up watching, because my dad, we were talking about like when Matthew was little and how he played football and stuff like that, because like yesterday was his last home football game. He's actually asleep over there on the couch next to me because he passed out. We were watching Ghost Adventures, and he just like passed out on the couch. All of a sudden, like the last like 5 or 10 minutes or something like that. But me and my dad and like Matthew and Jack and stuff like that, we were all talking about like Matthew's football season, how like that's his last home game, and he was like, yeah, I was crying in the locker room like yesterday after the game and stuff like that, because I mean, with the exception of the first 3 years he played football, all the football games were at the park. And then I think from that 4th year onward that he played in youth football, the rest of the games were all at the high school, with the exception of I think that makes sense. I want to say that oh, Matthew's waking up. No, he's not. He's falling back asleep. Bliss got freaked out. She's like, what was that? Why is Matthew moving? But anyways, these things are so sneaking comfortable, guys. And since the TV is like up there, we pretty much like everybody took naps on the couch today. Or these chairs. But anyways, yeah. Like with the exception of those 3 years, Matthew's played like all of his other football games. His home football games have been at the high school from then onward. And so it was like so sad because he was like, it's his last home game there that he'll ever play. So it was really sad. Like, even thinking about it again, I'm like really sad. But we watched, so my dad actually found some of the old, because my dad was a coach for Matthew's football team since he started back in flag, which I don't think we really had like flag video film, but there was like lots of pictures and it was compiled into like a DVD, and my dad got one and stuff like that. And Then I think, I don't know necessarily about Matthew's first year of tackle, but I know his second year of tackle, they started recording and stuff like that. And so we had a bunch of those CDs, and we had a bunch from all those years onward at least. So we're watching some of Matthew's like earliest football games, and it's like so funny though, because we're like watching him, and like even like one of Matthew's like best friends that he played with every single year up until there was only 1 year when he wasn't on the team. He still played football, but he was on a different team from Matthews. And I think it was like his 70 years, and that was just because they had to split the kids up like evenly and stuff like that. And so that was the only year that Matthew's friend wasn't on the team with him. Otherwise, he played all through like his flag all the way through high school. Every single year they played together. And like, a handful of the other kids too, Matthew played several years with and stuff like that. And so it was just like, I don't know, it was just so sad though. But we watched the one film. That's what we were doing today, guys, for a little bit. We watched 2 of them. And like one of them was at the home park, the football field, back before we played at the high school. And I was like, oh my gosh, everything there is like so different. But it was like weird too, because it was like October 18th and there was like frost out on like the end zone. But they used to play really super early in the morning, because the younger they are, the earlier they play for some reason. But I was like, it's just, I don't know, it's so sad, because like even though like Jack will probably have this is pretty much his last year of youth football, and then he'll play high school, and not even next year, because they probably won't have a team. They don't think they'll be able to get enough kids. But regardless, like, even with Jack's team, they never, like, none of those kids played from, like, flag all the way up through, because Jack's been playing with kids, with the exception of Jack played 2 years of flag. 1 year he was actually supposed to play tackle, but because they didn't have a team, he stayed at flag for another year. Then the following year, he played at the correct age level, and it was really, like, they struggled to get kids. They won 1 game that year, and then the year after that, Jack actually had to move up a level to play with kids that were actually a year older than him, but they played at I think they played at the silver level, possibly. But like, it's been difficult, like, that was 2 years ago, and then last year, you guys know, that year was just kind of like crazy. And then this year, but like with this year, it's all kids that were from that gold and silver level and combining all of that together. And so there's never been a good mesh of kids that like Jack's played with every single year, or even like that core kids. Like, there's only Jack and 2 other kids that I've coached for 4 years straight. And one, it's actually funny because the one is a year older than Jack, and then the other one is a year younger than Jack, who's actually playing up, and he's one of Matthew's friend's brothers who my dad used to coach when he played football. And so the dad of the boy who plays on Jack's team doesn't want him to play on any other team, like, other than my dad's, because he's like, you're just such a good coach, and stuff like that. So that's why he is. But the 2 of them are the only 2 kids that I've coached for 4 years straight, and like after this year it'll be it. But it's weird because I should have coached them really for like, if they would have played 2 years of flag, and then the 1 year of the first year tackle, and then the second year tackle, that was the first year I actually coached. And then the following year, they should have, because Jack like skipped a level, and then he won't be playing next year most likely. So it's like he missed out, I feel like, on a lot of years of football that Matthew had. And like, it's so sad though, because again, I feel like there's not that mesh of kids where it's like Matthew, we're watching this and we're like, oh my gosh, look at when they were like, 5, 6 years old, and that was like the flag age. And then this was, I think, the one we were watching was when they were in like 3rd or 4th grade or something like that. And like, it's just so sad that like, I don't know, it's over and everything, and it just was like bittersweet. So yeah, guys, we watched the Cubs game too, and the Blackhawks game, which the Cubs lost, but the Hawks won, which was good. The Cubs didn't do very well. Well, they were doing well up until like, partially towards the end of the game, really. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'm kind of rambling on. It's just, I feel like even if like this team does do well, we win our last 3 games, we make it to the playoffs, even if we make it to the Super Bowl, we win the Super Bowl, like, it would be great. But I feel like it's not that same, like, like I coached these kids like all the way up to win that. You know what I mean? It kind of feels like I'm like taking these kids and like some kids that haven't played that long or, you know, played on other teams and like, you know, kind of just trying to mesh these kids together instead of this team that's grown together, if that makes sense. And, you know, like it'll still be really rewarding, but it just like, again, for like Matthew, I feel like it was so bittersweet because that was the last team that ever won a Super Bowl for our town, and now this is their last year for, you know, unless, you know, most of them go on to play, you know, high school and stuff like that, but this is the last year that they play for this town. And so it was just like so bittersweet, guys. I know, and like I was reminiscing more about it like today than I feel like I was yesterday, but you know, it's just there's like so many memories and stuff like that. And again, like just a huge difference with Jack's team, I feel like. And goodness, guys, I don't even know. But we didn't get through all the footage, and there was honestly like once that I was like, I don't even remember this game and stuff like that because they were so stinking long ago that I feel like I'm almost reliving them all over again, kind of, which I guess is nice when you can't remember what the games and stuff like that. But you know, it's like, I don't know. I just like, I want to have a team. I want to coach a team from like flag and coach them all the way up and like, you know, have those kids that are all like meshed and bonded and stuff like that and get them to a Super Bowl or something like that. And again, like I want that for this team too, but I feel like it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's as a coach, it's not as rewarding, or just as like a family member of one of the kids on the team, or like, you know, because it's like strangers almost kind of just coming together and, you know, forming a team instead of growing and learning football together, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that's what Matthew's team has done. And the thing is that is kind of cool. I mean, they do have one game left in the season, but one of Matthew's teachers was saying that in all of his years that he'd been at this school, which was several years he's been teaching or whatever, that the high school football team has not won more than one game in a season. And this year Matthew's team won 2. So although they had the opportunity to win several more than that, I guess that is a pretty good feat for them, right? Because they, I think that's what he said, honestly, because I felt like Matthew's freshman year, that team might have done good, or the year following that or something. But anyways, though, guys, yeah, they ended up, you know, having at least a better record than recently, which is nice. So, or, you know, I guess better records than they have in the past couple of years of the high school football. Which is, I don't remember. I don't know if that's true, though. But, yeah, anyways. I'm rambling on, guys. I'll see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe. And I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So, bye, guys.